Dear friends, let us go to the diversity of animals. Before going to that diversity of animals, previous class we have studied that the different types of, or can say different kinds of kingdoms. You know very well that kingdom, there are usually in the olden days, or you can say in the previous days, there are the 5 kingdoms: Monera, Mycota, Protista, Plantae and the Animalia. But nowadays, in the modern days, it has been again studied in only 4 that comes under that. The Mycota as well the Protista comes under the same. But you remember, for your kind information, the animals, or can say the living organisms, are divided into 5 kingdoms. First one is Monera, Mycota, Protista, Plantae and Animalia. So you keep up to Plantae, you can say here. And let us go to the kingdom Animalia, in which there is the part of the one more kingdom includes that the kingdom Protista. So with reference to the Protista means unicellular or the microorganism. That also comes under the microorganism, part of the animals. And the higher you can say that the kingdom Animalia in the higher forms. But anyway, you remember here, let us go to the kingdom Animalia with reference to the microorganism. So kingdom Animalia. So here the total round about the 95%. Total 95% are invertebrates. Invertebrates. You remember that? How much? This planet Earth is covered by invertebrates, and only the 5% are the vertebrates. You can just imagine the only 5%. So there are the large numbers microorganisms, including the invertebrates. Protista means protozoa, porifera, coelenterata, up to echinoderms. You may come across all these are the invertebrates, in which the phylum Arthropoda, you can say phylum Arthropoda, it covers maximum the surface of this the earth, maximum in invertebrates. Later you can go by that topics while studying the different phylums. And here you remember the diversity of animals. Diversity means variety. As I told, that is yesterday, variety or the variability of the animals in the on this planet or this earth. So here in case of the Animalia or the animals, there is the diversity means different types. There is a large number of variety of the animals are seen, and in which we can say that the first you can say that the size, if you come across the size of the animal, just to consider that size of the animals means from the microorganism to macro to macro. Micro means very small, we are not able to see through our naked eyes. Conspicuous, very minute, microscopic animals are called the microorganism. And next, that is followed by the next meso, means little bit large size. The size varies from micro to macro. Macro means big size, including that last ultimate you can say the elephant. Elephant is the biggest. Once upon a time there are some dinosaurs also come under that, but you keep aside the dinosaurs. But in case of the mammals, class mammal, you can say the most of the animals are belongs to just like a high or the. So this is the size. The size varies from micro to macro. A small microscopic animal to large, you can say the macroscopic. And the shape you can say. Shape. Again, this is also variety. There is no any definite shape. In some animals, what happens in the microorganisms, we are not able to give a definite shape. Amoeba and some other type of the animals, consistently, continuously they are able to change their shape. So there is no shape. And further, what happens in the higher forms, you come across the definite shape, either cylindrical, elongated, flat, or you can say like that way. So the shape is also varies from species to species or the animals to animals. So that is called the shape. And the next you can say, when you come across the size and the shape, that is the particular belongs to the or specifically belongs to the microorganisms, and they are living in the land, on the land. So that you can say that the habit, the term you can come across, habit and habitat. Habit and habitat. So the different types of the animals are occupy, or you can say living or the residing on this planet. So that is called the habitat. And what is the habit? Habit means you can say that is the mode of life, you can say. Mode of living life, you can say. And the habitat means this is the, you can say that is a physical space, that is called the physical space for residing of these animals, external environment in which the, or you can say in the environmental condition or the environment the animals are reside, or you can say living, and that living place is called the physical place, and that is the habitat. And here you remember, habitat means again there are the different types. Let us put in the simple way or the brief. You can say physical space or the living space or the living. So this is called the habit means mode of life. Habitat means living space or the living life. So you can say animal residence. Better to say that is the animal residence, or the animal resides in which, that is called the habitat. Animals resides in which, that is called the habitat. And here there are the different types of the habitats. There are the major two, you can say, that is, one is aquatic. You might be knowing that. Aquatic. Second one is what? Terrestrial. Second one is called terrestrial. Aquatic, once again they are classified into, or you can say subdivided into, either they are marine, remember, marine, and some of them are the freshwater. Marine water or fresh water. So marine water animals are also termed as the sea animals, or the salt tolerating, or the salinity, where salinity there the animal shows their life, so they are the marine. And freshwater means indigenous, or the inland water, either it may be stream, lake, river, pond, like that way. The animals are which are living in the water. Aquatic means water. So water living animals are called the aquatic animals. Water living animals are called the aquatic animals, and they have been classified again marine as well as the freshwater. Marine means salt water, you can say, marine, sea water, and the freshwater means inland waters. So the animals which are showing life in the water media, and they are called the aquatic. And what is the terrestrial here? Terrestrial means, you know very well, that is, you know, land living. That is called the land living animals. And these land living means on the land, you can say. On the land, the animals are shows their life usually as usual activities on the land, and they are called the terrestrial. And these terrestrials, once again, they are studied in the different ways. Subterrestrial, you can say. Subterrestrial. Subterrestrial means the living inside the land, or the burrowing, making burrow, or you can say hole, in which the animals reside, and these are called the subterrestrial. And one more you can say apart from this, the arboreal. You may come across the arboreal. What is the arboreal? Arboreal means land, plant living. The animals which are living on the plant. Typical example, our ancestors like monkey and some other type of the animals, they show their life during the daytime. Usually they show their life on the trees, you can say, tree. The animals which maximum lifetime or the lifespan spend on the tree, and they are called the arboreal, tree living animals. And apart from these, there is one more, the volant. What is the volant? Volant means the animals which are able to show the flight of the flying animals. Aerial, it is also called the aerial mode of life. Volant means aerial. Volant means aerial. The animals which are able to show. Most of the birds we are able to see that the volant or the aerial mode of life. So this is the habitat. This is the habitat means, you remember, the animals which show their living place or the residing place, that is called the habitat. And the next we shall go for, that is the body plane. So size, shape, habit and habitat, and body planes. You can say body planes. So depends upon that their body structure. The animals have been classified into different types. So that is called the body planes, body symmetry, or you can say that is, in other term you can say that is the body symmetry. It is also called the body symmetric or body plane. So here the body symmetry means depends upon the shape, size. The animals are classified once again. So there is one, you can say that is the asymmetry. Asymmetry. Asymmetry means there is no any definite shape. There is no any definite shape, and such animals are called as the asymmetrical forms. A typical example you can say the amoeba. So here I would like to give you an example, that is amoeba. So you know very well amoeba. If you observe that amoeba, and this is the amoeba, and the shape you can say, you take for example the amoeba like this way, any diagram. If you are drawn, there is no definite shape you can say like this way, and often it may be changes, as you know that is due to the pseudopodia or something else. It may be the body will be differentiated like this way, or like this, here like this way. So there is no body shape. So the simple term we can say, if this is the amoeba, if you divide in the main axis or the central or the middle axis, and body is not identical, the divided parts of the animal is not identical. Just I would like to once again you can say, this is the amoeba you can say, and if you consider this is the center, if you divide like this way, and divided parts are not identical, such animals are said to be the asymmetrical forms, and that body plane is called the asymmetry. A typical example, amoeba means if you divide from the central axis, right and the left or whatever it may be, the divided parts are not identical, means not similar. Divided parts are not similar, and such animals are said to be the asymmetrical forms. Typical example, amoeba. And second indication is that is radial symmetry. What is the radial symmetry? Radial symmetry means if you divide the animal or plane passes through the central axis, divided plane passes through the central axis, and divided parts are similar to each other or the identical. If you take for example in case of this is that is like this here, and this is the center. If you divide it, actually these are like this, and if this is the center, the divided parts, the plane passes through the central axis. The plane passes through the central axis only, then divided parts are identical. You take for example, this is the similar to this one like this guy, or this is too similar to this one. So this is called the radial, means from the central axis the planes, or you can say this radiates from the periphery like this way, from the periphery. So this is called the central axis. From the central axis the divided parts reaches, or you can say the plane reaches to the periphery. Periphery means outermost border, and the divided parts are similar to each other like this way. So this is called as the radial symmetry. Remember what is the radial symmetry? Any plane, or you can say that pass through the central axis and the divided parts are similar to each other, or you can say identical to each other. And one more you remember, that is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. What is the bilateral symmetry? Bilateral symmetry means, you remember, bilateral symmetry means if you divide the body, and that body plane should be pass through the central axis and only on the right and the left halves, or you can say in the two. Bi means two, you remember. Bi means two. There is the two lateral system, right and the left lateral system. You take for example here the human being like this here, and you know very well, this is the right side and the left side. This is the right side and this is the left side, you can say like this side here. And if you divide the animal body or the human being from the axis like this axis, and this is for the right and the left. So divided parts are similar to each other, or the identical parts. The divided parts are identical. So in other terms you can say bilateral means if the plane is divided and the divided half or the halves, you can say halves are similar to each other, equal to, or you can say equal or similar. Identical divided parts are identical, you can say similar. So such animals are said to be the bilaterally symmetrical form. You remember the form means animal, the term indicates that. So the form means animal. So asymmetrical form, typical example amoeba and some other animals. Radial symmetrical forms, here that is the example, the porifera. Later we'll come to know what is the porifera, coelenterata and echinoderms, like this, echinoderms. Sea star, as I told that, I have written that, sea star. So these are the lower forms, invertebrates. And the bilateral symmetry means vertebrate, including the human being or the chordata. Invertebrate, porifera onwards, vertebrates. Bilateral symmetry means vertebrates. So this is the body symmetry. This is called the body symmetry. And next one more term we come across, that is the body organization. Second, third, and this is the fourth. Body organization. Again, what is the body organization? Body organization means forming, arrangement, or you can say type of the body, you can say. What type of the body you can say here? Body organization means, so you may come across that. Again, vertebrate and the invertebrates. Vertebrates and the invertebrates. Invertebrates means they are made by a small organism. Since unicellular to multicellular, the animal kingdom is starts unicellular to multicellular. Based on their organ systems or the organization, they have been classified into, again there are the different types. One you can say that is the protoplasmic grade organization. Body organization in which, that is, one is in which you can say here A, you can write protoplasmic, or better say, you can say right here. I will. Protoplasmic. I will write once again that, you can say here. Body organization. In which one you can say that is protoplasmic. Protoplasmic grade. Organization. Protoplasmic grade organization.